I go long at 85.60. I like how it held this multiple times and through here. It's gonna be like an initial entry here. The big pulls back. Seems like I just missed it. Let me recheck this one time. There's like a really big top right here. It's really high volume, so we could get there. I got filled on this right here. PayPal is coming back down to this little pivot here, so I'm looking to get long on PayPal as well. I would say, yeah, long right here, 84.60. I'm thinking whether I should add to PG or not. I might have kind of missed the add too. Not doing too well on this stock. Should have probably added like 590. So I'm probably going to stay in the PG trade until the market turns weak again. Okay, PayPal is finally breaking through this 84.80. I'm going to see how it holds this. I'm not going to enter on a limit. It could even go down 84.40. Could test the pre-market here again, which would be, I think here would be a good entry for long again. Is a lot of volume on this push-up, not a lot of volume on this rejection. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop out break even. I could have taken off profit here, but I'm hoping for a bigger trade here. The market is still strong, and if this breaks over, I think you know, has a lot of room to the upside, like up to here. It's a bit of a stretch, but I think on an earnings day like today, we can get a range more than $1.46 on this stock. So I think if this gets under 86, it's probably just going to come back, kind of test this area again. But, oh look, PG might actually break. Okay. If this breaks the high of this candle, I'm gonna put my stop here, at 86.10. This surges up to 86.60 or above. I'm gonna probably take off some profit. See the market starting to turn here after this huge move up, so I'm a little bit cautious to go long at this point. Yep, had a chance to hold here. I think under 86.10 might pull back around here for maybe a re-entry, so we'll see. I gave up like 30 cents, so I'm not too mad about that. I'm going to be making like 40 to 50 or so. So getting ready to stop out. I stopped out of PNG. So I did end up stopping out here at 86.07. Now it's time to look for re-entry on PNG. In hindsight, this was probably where I should have had to stop, but I didn't want to give up, you know, all this right here. So that was my fault in not recognizing that this could become a future pivot, these highs right here. And that was above 20 cents above my entry at 85.60, so that was my bad. This would have been a really good trade otherwise. And I actually could have added to my 85.60 and had an average around, you know, maybe 85.90 around this pivot. If I added at like 86.20, then that would have been a good average for this move up higher. So that's how I should have traded that. So the long on this PayPal is probably going to be now like 85.01. Or maybe it comes back to test this. You can see the market just surged up here, and it's definitely showing it could be a little bit extended. So we could see a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, I want to see PayPal around here. really tempted to get long in through here, like really small size. Just 100 moving average right here. I'm thinking possibly a high along over this. $84.70 long. Small entry to see what happens, unless this comes down and like holds the $84 level. I'm really tempted to get long if it just kind of spikes down here, like right under 84. It's holding this really nicely though. That's why I'm thinking a push above 84.70 would be a really good long too, which I might have to get ready for. I'm almost thinking long over 84.50. Look at this hold. It's ridiculous. Okay, we got that wick. And now the push higher. Now we have a stop at $84. Just tap 50. The market kind of rejected this. Boy, it was gonna close, was gonna push higher, and then it just like blah. Like it was gonna push up higher here, but it just kind of rejected it. See if this continues. I'd rather align a trade like this on with the market just because it's already made its big move. And I missed it, so that's why I'm... If I didn't miss this trade, I probably wouldn't be looking at it right now, let's be honest. Could get long 84.50 right now. 48. It's already below that earlier pivot again. See if it holds again. Okay, I'm long on PayPal. Really small size. If this breaks down, I'm just gonna get out. Not really a big loss. I'm still in the green on the day. If that happens. So, you know, I just wanted to try that out. I think this has potential. If this holds, it could kind of trend back up higher here. So that's why. Add on some strength up here. See how there's so many wicks? If we get like a 1 minute close down here, anywhere below 84.26, a 1 minute close, then I might like to get out, to be honest. But all we have seen is wicks. Even this huge test of 84 was a wick. So I'm not really impressed with the weakness in this stock. I think it's hopefully this is where it gears up to kind of push back higher. There it goes, back up to VWAP. It's at 84.60 now. I will be tempted to add over this high. High of this is 84.74. I might even add over $85. See, now that I have a position. Oh, hold on, I might add. Because now my stop is like right here. 84.30s. Okay, first close, 1 minute close. Yeah, I'm gonna get long. See that 1 minute close right here? That was the first time that happened. So I'm added to my position. I basically have like an 84.70 average now, and my stop is going to be under this test. So now I am essentially giving up. Maybe I will be like slightly red on the day, I think, if I lose this trade. But I'm positioned pretty well here at 84.70 for this to move up, back up to the highs. Because by the way, the market just is bouncing. Well, not I wouldn't call it a bounce, but it pushed back higher off this level I marked out. Okay, this is holding here, so it could just reject 85 and then but we'll see. Really good close here above the VWAP and above this red sell candle here. And now we kind of just need the market to continue its push up. This is essentially my break-even point, so right now I'm risking like 40 cents on this trade. Because this big candle to close above, it definitely shouldn't get below that. What I really wanted to see is push up here. If I start to see rejections of 85, or like a push up and a quick fail of 85, I'll have to relook at this position. Okay, cool. So we got a break of 85. Now you want to see it hold 85. So we rejected 85. Not good. It's only the first test though. Let's give it another try. So this starts to push up past this pivot, then I'm going to move my stop to break even. This 85.20 pivot here. This is where I move my stop to break even if it gets over that. Otherwise, I'm going to give it room to kind of test, consolidate around here. This is my first entry, and then my second entry. I think I might have gone 80, so I got some slippage. So I will be losing money on the add. Pulls back below this. So 84.80 is becoming important now. That holds. Market sold off, so that's not really good either. Completely gave up all that push that it just made. So if it starts to push below this low again, then I might start looking to get out of PayPal. I want this to be in alignment because it's not really the cleanest trade. I mean, it's alright. It's okay of a trade. It's got to push over 85.20 for me to be comfortable. At this point, if it pushes up above this high here, then I'm gonna conserve my capital and make a break even stop, because I think it's held 84.80 enough times where it shouldn't even get below 84.80 again. Yeah, so 85.03. The other problem is if it's double tops here and then starts to go back below 84.80, then the market didn't pull back either. It's still red, so I might just stop out break even at this point. Okay, cool. So I have a break even stop now, definitely. 84.70 is now my stop, which is break even. because I see it held to 84.80, and I don't know if this stock is strong. It shouldn't get below 84.80. The only way I stay in this stock, if it gets below this 84.80, 70, is if the market starts to push again, like a lot. See, right now the market's trying to it's trying to bounce off the 27.95 on the ES mini, on the SPY. It's trying to bounce off of here. So if that doesn't work out, I'm definitely going to be stopping out of this trade. Could just make a higher, you know, a higher low, lower high. Sorry. Yep, the market is breaking down through that. Okay, yep, I'm gonna be stopping out soon. Okay, under 70 cents, I'm gonna stop out. It tapped 70. So I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna give it one more test of 70, and then I'm gonna get out. Okay, I'm out. Gotta preserve my capital, you know. This trade might work, but gotta preserve my capital. It's not exactly the best trade in the world, and the market it tried to hold and it didn't. And this trade might work, but it's just not for me right now. I'm actually still green on the day because I took that break-even stop. But you know, it is what it is. Even though I'm barely green, the PG trade, man, that was so nice, man. Almost filled the second window that I drew out. I got long. I got long here actually, 85.60, and then I sold it on this pop back down. And that trade, I traded wrong because of this pivot. I should have let it hold it. And it was very clean. I really like the setup on this one. On the PayPal, you know, I mean, it could simply just reject 85, make a lower high, and then continue lower. This could easily just sell off through VWAP, I think. Market's maintaining its break of the lows, so oh no, it's kind of pulling back a little bit. So I stopped out when it was like around here. QQQs look a little bit better. So I could have given it 2 tries to test 70. I think that would have been a better choice. The second test did actually hold again, right here at 66. So and that's where I got filled. Is usually you usually get filled on these bottom ticks. 86, 70. That was my break even. That's the only reason why I got up on here. 84.60 would have been like the better VWAP kind of test, but then it could have just gotten. I was honestly just trying to preserve capital since I wasn't 100% confident in this trade, and it was already an hour into the day. And usually a trade that's already an hour into the day needs a little more room to work, and I didn't want to give it that room with the share size I had on. I had a larger share size when I added here. If I had that initial position, then I could have kept that in. And I just didn't feel like this setup was good enough for me to hold like you know, a small position. Just, you know, instead of lowering my position, I got all out of it. A lot of stocks are pulling back. IBM, BABA. Tesla, yeah, Tesla's selling off. So yeah, a lot of weakness in the market. so just not interested.